Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General YAHANNA, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th Annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General YAHANNA is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
I.S.U.P.K presents the 55th Annual Passover Courtside. Order now. Only $10. The red corsages are for the married sisters only. The white corsages, sisters must complete 6 months in the school. Contact your camp leader now. Order now. Only $10. You must complete the payment. Pre-order your corsages now. Also, the 55th sister to pre-order will win one of these amazing handcrafted leather accessories for your wrist. Click the link in the description below to pre-order your corsages now.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General YAHANNA, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, the Lord's 55th Annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General YAHANNA is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
I.S.U.P.K presents the 55th Annual Passover Courtside. Order now. Only $10. The red corsages are for the married sisters only. The white corsages, sisters must complete 6 months in the school. Contact your camp leader now. Order now. Only $10. You must complete the payment. Pre-order your corsages now. Also, the 55th sister to pre-order will win one of these amazing handcrafted leather accessories for your wrist. Click the link in the description below to pre-order your corsages now.
Israel, the Israelite School of Universal and Practical Knowledge, under commanding General YAHANNA, presents the Lord's 55th Annual Passover. That's right, The Lord's 55th annual Passover is rapidly approaching. Commanding General YAHANNA is calling for all blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans to remember what the Lord did for us by saving us from our oppressors and choosing us to be a special people unto Him, the real Jews and Israelites. Passover will be held in Durham, North Carolina. Pay your Passover fee. Anyone 17 years of age or older must pay $200. Come and enjoy fresh lamb, unleavened bread, and the Spirit of Christ. Can't wait to see you all there, Israel. Shalom.
Cabins on streets and corners, all is feeling righteous. Real particular, nobody else there to compare to. Train for war, men of war, and warlike apparel. Prefer our leaders, can't get between us.
Good? Y'all some shot rock a thumb. Y'all Shemata Bashim y'all shy. Captain Mashak rocking with the UK today and giving the UK a hand again, man. Rocking out the law class and we here all week. No, sir, that'll work. I appreciate that, brother. That'll work. Sure, the ice in the air, the ice in the atmosphere. 2 Ariel. I appreciate that, brother. All right. Yeah, I mean, we're rocking all week down in the UK. If you're in the Midlands area, Leicester, Nottingham, Gloucester, come on through, man. Shit, if you're in the UK, period, forget just West Midlands. If you're in the UK, period, you have Leeds, Manny. That's right. You know what I mean? You're down there in Oxford. That's right. You know what I mean? Make the trip, man. Come on up. Come on up. You're down there in London. Come on through, man. We're going to be here rocking all week. Lord Allah and weather permitted. Tonight, we're going to do the law class. Any questions you have, type them in. Any questions at all, biblically on the law, type it in. Let's get it. We're going to be rocking. So that's it. Let's get some questions. All right. Anything on the law that you all have? Any breakdown you wanted? Any breakdown you wanted on the law that you did not, you never understood before? Stuff like that. Let's get it. All right.
Got a question, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
I got a question from Sister Sha'ara.
Mm-hmm.
She said, regarding the law, emergency workers on the Sabbath, ambulances, police, doctors, midwives, etc. in the kingdom, would all that stop on the Sabbath? Or would those workers need to work in case of emergency for childbirth, etc.?
Okay. Those type of services is usually it's different. That's not like your employer. That's you working on behalf of the state, right? So those type of services is in season, out of season. Think of it like that. In season, out of season, you're gonna be rocking. Will it be like how it is in this kingdom? La. It's not going to be like how it is in this kingdom. It probably might be metered where it depends on the patients. It depends on the care that's needed. Remember, the Lord is a father first. He's a father, so his aim is to take care of his children. And rules are hard and fast. Laws are hard and fast. However, if somebody is ill, what are they going to do? Die on the Sabbath like the fools and the Maccabees? That's not how the Lord operates. You understand? That's definitely not how the Lord operates. Let me get give me first Matthew. Hold on. I ain't getting no silver. Okay.
12 and 12, you want to say?
I think that's it. Hold on. What does that say? Say again? Yeah, no sweat. You need to brought the wrong put, yeah, or you good?
No, should be good, say.
All right, no sweat. All right, you have to shop down. Take your time on that. Let me hear that one.
Matthew 12 and 12. How much then is a man better than a sheep?
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore it is.
Good. Start at 10.
Come on. And behold, there was a man.
You could grab a seat too and all. Yeah. You could grab a seat if you want. You could pull that chair right behind because there's space right there. Usually, the chairs go all the way back, but you could just pull a chair right there and sit up. You ain't got to be on your feet. You know what I mean? Of course, our brother needs to come in. You just slide the chair forward or something like that. Or you could sit in the that black one right there, and the door is clear and free. All right. No sweat, priest.
Matthew 12 and 10.
Go ahead.
And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered And they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal a man on Sabbath days?
Oh, correct. That was a perfect one, Cap. I see. I'm the one that's rusty. Hell. Go ahead.
Come on.
Read it one more time.
God. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. And they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days?
Right. So now this brother, his hand was afflicted. His hand, who knows what he had? Poor circulation, the hand dry up. He could have had polio. You know, polio is that one where one of the hands is shorter than the other one. Who knows? Something. Yeah, could have had a stroke. Some injury he could have had, and the whole thing just dried to hell up. Brother's hand was destroyed. He was afflicted. He said, "No, could you heal him on the Sabbath?" Now, why are they asking Yahawashi this? This, of course, this part of it is not on the sister's question, but for the purpose of teaching, we're going to go through it anyway. Why did they ask Yahawashi, is healing him on the Sabbath lawful or unlawful? What is, read it one more time?
Come on. And behold, there was a man which had his hand withered, and they asked him, saying, is it lawful to heal a man on the Sabbath days? That they might accuse him.
Right? Exactly. Well, they gave the answer there. They wanted to accuse him. They wanted him to say, yes, it's okay to do it, or no, it's okay not to do it. To say, well, if he says no, then they would say you're not merciful, or you don't care about that man. If he say yes, then they would say, well, are you telling people to break the Sabbath, right? Because that's how most people in the world understand the Sabbath, as you're not supposed to do nothing, right? So really, they wanted an occasion. They wanted an occasion to charge him with something, or potentially get him killed, right? Go ahead.
Verse 11, and he said unto them, what man shall there be among you that shall have one sheep, and if it fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out?
So he's saying, which of you would have one sheep that fall into a pit on the Sabbath day, and you would not lift it out? Like, he had to turn it back and cut them, because, you know, majority of the people who, and again, this is not for the sister, but this is just for general understanding. And once she follows this, she'll understand it more. But I'm not saying this because I'm thinking she thinks like that. I'm saying this for people in the world. People in the world, when they hold you hard and fast to the law of God, and understand what I'm saying. I'm not trying to say the law of God doesn't need to be hard and fast and it doesn't need to be obeyed. But when they get to that position of misunderstanding and misinterpreting what the law is saying, like they don't understand the spirit of the law. They only understand the letter of the law. And the letter of the law is, if you break the Sabbath, you're supposed to get stoned, which is why they was asking Christ those questions. They don't understand what the Sabbath was really for. So most people like that are very just carnal. They're just carnal, and they only understand carnal things. So our king, he said, which one of you, your sheep fall into the ditch, and you wouldn't pull it out on the Sabbath day? Why did he give the example of the sheep?
It's because that was
chapter. What's going on, Hakayan?
Yeah, shalom, YAHANNA. Shalom.
I didn't see you coming Salakia, brother.
No sweat, sir.
Yeah, so why he do? Go ahead.
Is it because we're farmers? Israel's always been farmers.
A little bit more than that.
Oh, so Salakia, because that's actually great. Where you get your milk from, your lamb chops, your wool.
Your wool. That sheep is a whole store by itself. That sheep, especially if it's a ewe, I think it's a ewe is the female sheep, right? A ewe, E-W-E. I think the female sheep is the ewe. Go ahead.
So like you said, so if something's a necessity and it's not evil in the eyes of what we taught, in the eyes of the Most High God, you're not breaking the Sabbath.
Okay, I'm gonna get to that. I understand what you're saying, and you're kind of onto it, but I'm getting to that point what you're coming to. All right. So, but first, he's cutting them who trying to come at him for doing work on the Sabbath, right? Doing work, what they think is work. So that sheep represents a whole economy, from the wool that he could fleece a sheep, I think, at least once a year. I'm not sure if it's twice, but I definitely know once a year you fleece the sheep. Because once it come around, just after spring, I think is when they do it. Once it gets to the summer, if that wool there, that sheep could get, heat stroke and shit. So you fleece the sheep just for its own health, and of course we able to benefit from it. Offspring from the sheep. You know what I mean? The sheep is a factory making more sheep. And of course, if the time comes when that sheep you had to, cut the throat, that's meat for you to eat and for you to sell. That represents money. So of course he's saying, which one are you going to watch your sheep fall into the ditch and not pull it out? You're going to leave the sheep there all night. You're going to come back in the morning and it might be dead. They could understand that though. They'll be able to understand that part. But this man with this hand, that doesn't affect their pocket. It doesn't affect them. They're carnal. They only care about what they can eat. They don't care about Israel, which is the point. And that's why he's saying that. Let me get some more.
Come on. How much then is a man better than a sheep?
Exactly. So now, because they understand that part, he is now saying to them, well, if you will go pull the sheep out the damn ditch, how much more then is a man better than a sheep? So if you're going to pull the sheep out on the Sabbath, you could surely heal this brother on the Sabbath. And that's the spirit of it. So now understanding that any morning.
Come on. Wherefore it is lawful to do well on Sabbath days. Right?
Therefore it is lawful to do well on Sabbath days. And for the sister's question, the police or some sort of law keeper or law enforcer, midwives, nurses, doctors, the work they provide is doing well.
That's right.
It's good work. You get the point? Now, as far as the police go, Israel didn't have a police force. Israel had priests. Israel had priests that would cut your head off. If you really want to understand Israel's police force, go watch any one of those videos from Haiti within the last 2 years. Where I saw a video, one brother had a wheelbarrow with ankles, a mountain of ankles in the barrel. There's ankles out.
The foot as well, the ankle.
Well, just you see, let's say this is the foot and the ankle is here, just above it. There's ankles in the wheelbarrow. And everybody look at Haiti today and the poor and why they can't get it together and this and that. Just understand that would be the priest that would come to your door when you sin. When you watch them old Band in America videos and Too Raw for TV and they show you Haiti and what's going on, that's the Negro that's coming for you when you ain't paying your tithes. That's the Negro that's coming for you when you done steal your brother's ox. You get the point? When you done run afoul of the Lord, which is why in the Bible they tell you when who was it? Was it Samuel? One of the priests, when they saw him coming, they got scared. He was coming on the horse. Go ahead.
I get the same feeling when I get a call from General.
You see that phone ring, you start to think, hold on, did I do everything that I was supposed to do? You get the point? Like that's who was coming. But there was the house of the priesthood before the order of Melchizedek. So now they are a tribe, just like the rest of the 12 tribes living in hell. And brother, that the cruelty in their habitations is life. But that's who would come and knock on your door. You get the point? So now with knowing that you have some Levites around who they tithe to the Lord, they don't care about your tears, like how they don't care about the tears of the Levites on the streets of Haiti. Knowing that, brother, crime would be a little bit lower. You get the point? You don't need, a checkered color car flashing lights around. You just don't want that priest to come see you. It's not going to be good for you. You get the point? So to get her question, that would be something that's, based on the need for it. It's based on the need. You get the point? It's something based on the need. It's going to be some system set up to care for people, but not like how it is in today's society. The main difference is, give me the definition of any moment, or that was it?
No, so she understands.
No sweat.
With no precept, Christ said the Levites work on the Sabbath.
Well, that's the other one I was going to get. I'm going to come back to that last, right? But give me the definition, the one that's the definition of the Sabbath.
What? Definition? Is that man was made?
Thou shalt do no servile work therein.
Come on.
Lucky, sir. Is that in the compact dictionary you want, or somebody got it already?
Leviticus 23, verse 25. Ye shall, 24. Leviticus 23, 24. Speak unto the children of Israel, saying, that's the feast day one.
No, I think it's there.
That's the feast day.
That's just the feast of the Lord.
Yeah.
Give me no silver. I'm gonna tell you where it is. Hold on. Bear with me 1 second. Leviticus 23, 7 and 8. No, hold on. No, it's not that one. Hold on.
Yeah, 23 and 3, I believe.
23 and 3? It says it right there, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Leviticus 23, yeah. Leviticus 23 and 3. 6 days shall work be done, but the seventh day is the Sabbath of rest and holy convocation. Ye shall do no work therein.
Mm-hmm.
It is the Sabbath in all your dwellings.
Mm-hmm.
What the serve says.
Well, okay, the work there is talking about servile work. All right, the work there is talking about servile work. In all the other holy days and holy convocations, like the Sabbath day. The Sabbath day is a high holy day. It's the first high holy day, which is why you got to come together on the Sabbath. It says servile work. If you read all the way down 7, if you read verse 7 and 8, I believe that's put it into another high holy day. Go ahead.
God, in all your dwellings, these are the feasts of the Lord, even holy convocations, which ye shall proclaim in their seasons.
Mm-hmm.
In the 14th day of the first month.
Is it 7? That's verse 7.
Come on. Verse 7. In the first day ye shall have a holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
But ye shall offer an offering made by fire unto the Lord 7 days.
Go ahead, give me the next verse.
In the seventh day is an holy convocation. Ye shall do no servile work therein.
Right? So the work it's talking about is servile work. What is servile work? Servile work is you working for someone. It's you getting paid to do this, or you kind of forced into the labor. Not slavery, but think forced by you have to. You want to turn this out? You can turn it to you if you need it.
Last, I just wanted a little bit of oil.
Yeah, go ahead, do your thing. You might have to heat that up though. You know what I mean? Oh yeah, have a little residue on top. You know what I mean? It's more so you having that slavery, that employment where you cannot take a day off. You can't do it. And unfortunately, a lot of our people know what that feels like. You know what I mean? A lot of our people know what that feels like. Typically, they say what? You're supposed to have a 40-hour week. That's what they say, 8 hours a day. That's a myth. That's the average brother working 60, right? Brother or sister, I think 60. And that's not counting the drive to the slave and the drive back.
Half-hour break.
Right? Half-hour break for what? We talking about 10 to 12 hours a day? Brother.
If you're lucky, you get an hour. If you're lucky, sometimes you get an hour.
If you're lucky. If the slave master feeling okay, right? Yeah, that's no, you can't miss a day like that. You can't miss a day, and people are working those hours because the wage is not enough. So you had to work the extra. A 40-hour slave is supposed to give you everything you need. That's how it used to be. But now they're done stretching it out. In a system like that, if now your shift falls on a Saturday, you're gonna be like, damn, I want a day off. I can't stand it, but I have to go to work. The Sabbath was made for you. You shall do no servile work therein. And really, the Sabbath was made for you. And the letter of the Sabbath, which is anybody who breaks it will be cut off, is for the employer. It's for him, because it's really to make him know that what he's doing is unlawful, which is forcing you to work or putting conditions which make it so that you don't have a choice. You can't just stay home. You have to come in. You had to go in. If you're sick, you had to go in. Like, that's the system we're in. The Lord said, 6 days shall ye labor. The 7th is a day of rest. You could do whatever you want to do on the Sabbath. You get the point? That's the point. You could do what you want to do, but you should take a break. You should take a day of rest and chill and relax, do the Sabbath service and hang out and have fun. Right? Now, give me what's the other one I was holding? Hold on. Mark 2 and 27. Hold on.
Get that set.
Please, good.
What's the other thing I had right here? I was holding. Definitely Mark 2 and 27. But there was another one, brother. Good night.
So if I may, sir.
Go ahead.
But the Lord said let the animals rest as well. Would that fall under the
I'm gonna need the precept.
Oh.
I'm gonna need the precept for that one. You know what I mean?
I think the Exodus where it goes, you or your manservant, maidservant, ox.
Let me get the precept. You got it on?
No, I've got
Mark 2. Yeah, let's go with that.
The book of Mark, chapter 2, verse 27. And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man.
Skip up to 26.
Verse 26. How he went into the house of Yahweh in the days of Abiah, the high priest, and did eat the shewbread, which is not.
Skip up to 24.
Verse 24. And the Pharisees said unto him, behold, why do they on the Sabbath day that which is not lawful?
Now they're asking him, just like the other one you read with the man with the hand. They're asking him, why on the Sabbath day do they do that which is not lawful? Go ahead.
And he said unto them, have ye never read what David did when he had need? That was an hungered he and they that were with him.
Right? So he's appealing to something, again, people in the world don't have because people are so carnal. He's appealing to your humanity. He appealing to your sense of, just like what we call common sense. You get the point? It ain't that difficult. Like David hungry and his men hungry. Everybody in that society we're reading about knows what David was going through at the time with being on the run. And being on the run, brother, you don't have a place you sleeping wherever, eating whatever, whenever. So imagine that. You ain't eating regular. You know what I mean? Come on.
It's like you said, was everything done robust before Christ came along? Almost like mechanically. And then Christ came along and raised the bar, and he showed us how to put heart into it, how to put meaning into it.
He gave the spirit of it. He gave the spirit of it, the feeling, the vibe of it. Like that's what it really is, right? It's the vibe or the spirit, like what the Lord really wants. That's the spirit of the Lord. Before, everything was the letter of the law, as you say. That's a good word to describe it. Just mechanical, like a machine. Just whatever, and it was inefficient, like a machine. A machine, even engineers will tell you, a machine is not 100% efficient. They have formulas where they say you try to get it as close to 100% as you could, 92%, 95%. But whatever you put in, you ain't getting that back out. Whatever energy you put into the machine, you're not getting that same thing back out. You're going to get less. But they try to get it as close to 100. And in the spirit of it, that's how Israel was operated up until Christ, where, we have kingdoms, we're doing things, but it's not the whole spirit of the Most High. It's not the spirit of Christ. It's more mechanical, more, well, the law say this, the law say that, this, that. And then on top of that, the Sadducees and Pharisees wasn't even keeping the law, but they was executing people for breaking the law. You get the point? Come on.
Is that too like, I want to have sex with your wife, but I touched her. when I'm buying, I'm thinking, she's nice. More that thing. Like with that robots, and when the Lord says, don't do this, I ain't doing it. But I want to do it, though. I love to do it.
No, listen, I wish it was like that. If it was like that, we'd have been better off.
Oh.
It's more a thing of, I wanted to have sex with his wife. What I'm talking about, I already did. You get the point? It's more of a situation of that. Remember, David did it. Remember, David killed his best friend. I forget the brother's name. Uriah. Uriah was like his main man. But shit, he'd see the broad, and that was that. The Sadducees and Pharisees was committing adultery and then going to stone the woman in adultery. You get the point? So it's more a disregard for the law, and there's no spirit in the law. You get the point? Like this, if there was a spirit in the law, you would understand, don't covet your neighbor's wife because of what you're doing to your neighbor. Like, that's an understanding to have. As a people, we don't understand that today. You know what needs to happen? Just like what General Hyman said, he'll tell Chris Rock go fuck with Will Smith's wife, excuse my language. Mm-hmm. Somebody need to go and pull Usher's wife on stage and do something he ain't gonna like. Like, that's the only thing you would understand. You only understand when it's done to you. You get the point? Oh, no, when that happens and you feel it and you're like, oh, damn, that's wrong. Then now you can understand the mirror of what you might be doing to somebody else, and they feel it's wrong. That is the spirit of Christ. Now you're understanding why this law says, don't do this, don't do that. Now you feeling it. Like, now you wish somebody would have obeyed the law and not did it to you. That's the spirit of Christ. Go ahead.
So, okay, so trying my hardest not to go off topic.
Come on with it.
What you're touching on there, is that similar to what we go through in regeneration? Something might happen to us in this life that we committed a trespass or transgressing the law in a previous time, and that's come back around to meet us now. Could that be possible?
That definitely could be possible, because that's what the reincarnation is. It's you coming back to get rewarded or punished. As to say what exactly it is the Lord for sure. That's his call. But what you're saying is definitely possible. I wouldn't break it down like that, because now you got to break down reincarnation and stuff. You get the point? Breaking it down right here today as something somebody could feel today without dying. You get the point? Like, that's the spirit of the Lord. Like, you could make somebody feel something without them dying out, without their flesh being destroyed. Remember, the Lord say, I would wish to not have any flesh destroyed. It's in Ezekiel, I'm paraphrasing. But I would wish that the sinner return from his ways. Like, he don't want to destroy us. He will. But he much would rather have us just turn and come back to him. To him, we useful. We don't think we useful, which is why we live how we live. But he would want us to change. Now, to effect that change, you're going to have to go through some sort of affliction and pain, which the affliction of the spirit is something probably more powerful than affliction of the flesh. You get the point? It's probably more powerful than an affliction of the flesh. You even see sometimes it happens too. A brother might be he have a rib. They have an issue, or she, let's say she did something to piss him off and she was wrong, but he does not blaze on her. He doesn't do anything, and he's there and he's moving. She know he mad, and he don't say nothing. You might hear stories of sisters saying, I'd rather he just hit me. Because, not saying that the brother beats his wife, but what she's going through is spiritually, where he ain't reacting to the transgression. She can't take it. It's messing with her spirit to the point where, shit, I'd rather he just punch me in the face and we be over with this and move on. You get the point? The affliction of the spirit it does something to you. And it's better, and that's what the Lord really wants. You understand? Where we are in Mark.
Mark verse
25, right?
Chapter 2,
we finished 25. Give me 26.
Come on. Verse 26. How he went into the house of Yahweh in the days of Abiah, and high priest, Salakia, the high priest, and did eat the shewbread, which is not lawful to eat, but for the priests, and gave also to them which were with him.
Say it one more time.
Salakia, Khan. How he went into the house of Yahweh in the days of Abiah, the high priest, and did eat the shewbread.
Right? He went into the priest's house and ate the showbread on the Sabbath day. And that showbread, brother, that showbread had to be baked that day. Somebody had to bake it. Somebody had to get up and knead the flour. Somebody had to do what? Servile work. But this is work for the Lord, for the nation. You get the point? And in them situations, that it has to be done. Because if he ain't do it, there's no Sabbath. There's no seeing. The showbread was supposed to smell up the house of the Lord. Where when you walk into the room, you walk into the temple, it's supposed to smell like fresh baked bread. Yeah, you know, old school, when your mother or auntie or somebody take bread out of the oven and put that butter on the top of that thing and cut that, and that steam come up and catch that butter, that should make you hungry even though you ain't hungry. Like the showbread was there, it's for show, it's for, you know, not for style. No, you know, people say for style, but it's to show off. It's to give the image or the optics of the Lord's house is doing well. It's bread, fresh bread, not old, hard, crusty, moldy bread. Fresh bread. Go ahead.
Just get the image of it, sir. He said he gave to David and his men. So David had an army of men as well.
Hell yeah, it wasn't just David alone.
So the point I'm making is whoever made that bread was working his ass off because.
Oh, it was a lot of bread.
Okay,
yeah.
To make one man full, it's like what, 4 or 5 slices. To make an army full, like a storeroom and shit. Okay, I'm trying to get my head around.
I'm trying to tell. Okay, that's a good point too, because people think showbread is just a few. This is the Temple Ark. This is the whole. Imagine the whole of Birmingham coming to the Sabbath service. Think about the room you would need for the brothers, the sisters, the kids. Think about the what's called wheelchair accessibility for the elderly and the people who may have afflictions. Now somebody had to bring showbread, not for them to eat, but to pile on all over, and they smelling that. And this is just for the glory of the house of the Lord. You get the point?
Oh, okay.
So it's work was done from early in the morning. You get the point? Keep reading.
Khan, which is not lawful to eat, but for the priests.
Only the priest could eat it. It's not lawful for anybody else. So all them people coming to the Sabbath service, they ain't getting this, but they're seeing it, which is the point of it. That's the point. Go ahead.
Khan. And gave also to them which were with him.
And he gave to his men who rolled with him. Go ahead.
Khan. And he said unto them, the Sabbath was made for man, and not man for the Sabbath.
That's what he said. And think about it. Why would he have to say that to the men?
Because they thought the opposite. They thought that I gotta sit the Sabbath, I gotta be in a room by myself.
Not okay. True. No, I can't say that part. It says it right there before.
Oh, the Sabbath was made so you can eat and fill your belly.
The showbread was unlawful to eat except for the priests.
Okay.
So if they ate it, they would be violating the Sabbath day because they're doing something unlawful on the Sabbath. You get the point? Because of eating the bread. So he had to come and say, listen, the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. You ain't going to be violating by eating this bread. Right? I'm coming to you.
Is he saying that that's the purpose of the showbread? To feed brothers in need?
Okay, in this case, whatever I want to do on this day is what the hell I'm going to do. That think of it like that. Whatever I'm going to do on this day is what I'm going to do, including the priest. Now, could the priest come and say, I'm breaking this and feeding the people? Hell yeah, he's the priest. You get the point?
So like you said, it sounds to me like the Pharisees just wanted to, like we said before, they just wanted to make the Sabbath robust and mechanical.
Okay, not so much that they were focusing on. That was already the culture of Israel. So they didn't have to make it like that. That was already the prevailing culture in Israel. What they wanted to do was kill Christ. They needed to get rid of him. They needed him off the street. You get the point? They needed him off. Like when you all go down to the bull ring on the weekend, the Muslims are always trying to get you off the street. The old imam selling the damn Qurans, they have a problem. The man right there, he making a call. This one, that one. So much so the damn cops get fed up with the shit and be like, you all ain't doing nothing. Just keep going. You get the point? They want you off the street. Why? You bad for business. What you saying is affecting the pockets. Just like the Sadducees and Pharisees. What Christ is saying is affecting their pockets and their power and their position. They have to get rid of him. But they can't just come and take him up and carry him off. People gonna see what you doing with that man, what he did wrong. And Christ already had a reputation for why? The miracles he did for the people. He was well liked. It was politics. You get the point? So now they have to find a way to charge him with something. Find a way to make him appear evil. Cast doubt, enough doubt, so that now they could take him and do what the hell they want with it. You get the point? And let's read on.
Therefore, the Son of Man is Lord also of the Sabbath.
Right? And because of that, therefore, the Son of Man, who is Yahushua, he is also Lord of the Sabbath, ruler of the Sabbath, which means I'll do what the hell I want to do on the Sabbath. You understand? Any more? No, that's it. Right? So now the priest would work on the Sabbath. The priest would have to do the showbread, come to the Sabbath service. If the priest did not work, you couldn't keep the Sabbath, a civilian. If the priest has a sheep that fall into a ditch, what is he supposed to do? He had to go get it. You get the point? As a priest, if there's a situation now where you have to, on the Sabbath day, you got to get it to your slave because, you know, shit bad with the rent or whatever, you just get permission and you go ahead and handle it. As a priest, you go to camp on a Saturday and teach. That's work. Right or wrong? Because after you're hungry and tired, you did some work. If you don't do that, the nation don't get delivered. So to say somebody can't do anything on the Sabbath is retarded. It's absolutely retarded. There's duties that just think about it like a parent running a house. There's certain times the parent doesn't get rest, and the parent doesn't get rest so the kids could be free. You get the point? And in a priesthood, you damn near arm of the parent. The Lord is the parent, and you his arms and his legs, and you part of the government. You have to be into certain duty for other people to be able to enjoy the feast of the Lord. You get the point? If you don't do the duty, the feast never happens, the Sabbath day never happens, the holy day never happens. Israel doesn't keep it. Right? All right, I think we could move on with that one.
So I've got another question online. Brother asks, is there a difference between a commandment and the law?
Yes and no. In the spirit, it's the same thing. In the spirit of it, it's the same thing. Who's the brother that asked it? Or read out the person who always asks too, all right?
Oh, Patrick Quarry.
No sweat. If the brother that asked it, if the in the spirit, it's the same thing in the spirit. Because the commandment is what? Is trying to get you to not do something. The law is also trying to get you to not do something. In the spirit of it is the same. Now, technically, if you want to get technical with it, there's a difference. A law is made up of, I don't want to paraphrase it wrong. A law is made up of the statute and the judgment, or the commandment and the judgment, meaning man shall not, give me Leviticus 20 and 13.
Leviticus 20 and 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination.
That's the commandment. That's the statute. That's the part that's telling you what you did wrong. If you did this, like you lay with a woman, you wrong for that. You sinned for that. Read on.
They shall surely be put to death.
That's the judgment. You understand? The think of it like the law is talking to the police and the judges and the lawyers, and the commandment is talking to you. Where don't speed, put on your seatbelt, MOT your car every year, pay your taxes, don't speed, stop at the crosswalk, stop at the flashing lights. The cop is reading, if they don't stop at the flashing lights, they're wrong, $50 ticket. He's executing the law. The law has judgment with it. It has punishment. You understand? The commandment is, thou shalt not kill. Like the 10 commandments, thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's wife, blah, 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 blah. The law says, if you see a woman betrothed and you take her, both of them shall be put to death. They have committed adultery. You get the point? That's the technical difference in it. They're really the same in spirit because they're trying to get you to not do something. You get the point? It's like your father saying, man, listen, don't come in this house after 9. Don't come in this house after 9. If you come in this house after 9, I'm gonna beat you. Now he add on judgment to it. What does your father really want?
Not to come in your house after 9?
Still literal. What does your father really want?
He wants you to pay attention and do as you're told.
Still literal.
How can you want to get a shot? Okay.
No, so you come on with it.
Salaki, sir, could you repeat the question, please, if you could?
I'm saying, let's say your father says to you, don't come in the house after 9. Don't come in the house after 9. Now, that's a commandment. That's something he's telling you. But then he comes now and says, you come in the house after 9, I'm going to beat you. Now he's adding judgment to it, right? So now you have in one instance, he's telling you what you should not do. Then he's telling you what the hell going to happen to you if you do it. What does your father really want? In that scenario.
So Sister Nice is obedience. Shantas is obedience. He
wants obedience.
Please, Salaki, sir.
But there's something else in the spirit of it. Go ahead.
Does he want you to understand the consequences for breaking the law or breaking what he's saying?
Okay, yes, but okay, you're still not bringing me home. Think like a father. What does he really want?
Respect it.
Don't come in this house after 9. What does a father really want?
Oh, come on. Your safety.
He wants you safe.
Oh,
he don't want you out there after a certain time because you could get into trouble.
Right.
You could get killed.
That's right.
If you're a young girl, you could get tossed around and get high enough. You get the point? Or you might just keep company where over time you just become a totally different person.
Right.
Father really wants you safe. Right?
Yeah, that's right.
No, that's the spirit of the law. A child, most children don't understand the spirit of it. And every now and then you're going to come across a child that's like, my father worries about me. I'm going to go home. I'm going home now because my father worried. They're not like, I'm going to go home because I'm going to get beat. That's a carnal child. That's, and most children are like that because you had to, put the judgment on them. But then you're going to get a child that has understanding. Hey, I had to run, yo. What happened, man? You're on a curfew? Nah, man, I'm a little tired, whatever. You start telling people whatever. Check it out first, huh? You good? So I told somebody was there, right? You start telling people whatever because you know your father he's worried. Your mother is worried about you. You get the point? Like that's the spirit of it. All these threats and why you ain't in this house by 9, all that panicky and acting all, extra is because they're deathly afraid of what could happen to you now. You hear people say it all the time. It's not like when I grew up. It's different. Now is a different time. I think most of y'all in here, I'm sure y'all remember walking to school on your own, bus on your own. In today's society, at a young age too, 7, 8 years old, you probably handling it yourself, or taking your bike, going for a ride. In today's society, brother, you ain't letting that child, pass the tree outside the house, because somebody will do what? Snatch them up.
That's right.
The neighborhoods are different. Before, the neighbor knows when the child was born, probably was there at the baby shower. They're going to look out for your child. Now you living in a neighborhood where nobody don't give a damn about you or the child. Be in this house at 9.
That's right.
I don't have to explain it to you. Be here. You get the point? That's the spirit of the law. So now you got to look at the spirit, and that's what Christ brought. He brought understanding, the spirit of it. He brought that thing. And when you have the spirit of the law, it helps you fight the demon that makes you want to break the law.
Right.
It equips you with everything necessary to be like, no, I ain't doing that. No, I'm not doing that. I will do this. I will not do that, because you have understanding. Now, there's another thing. You don't have to have understanding and just could be good and loyal and disciplined and just do what you're told. That's good enough too.
That's right.
That's good enough too. That's way more understanding than most people have. You get the point?
Salakia, sir.
Go ahead, Ak.
So Salakia, so what you're saying is basically once you understand the spirit of the law or the spirit of Christ, it's basically the half the battle is won, because
the battle is won. Which battle are you talking about? The battle against sinning?
Yes, the demon kind of thing.
The whole battle is won out.
Right.
If you understand. If you understand it, it's a wrap. Most of us don't understand. The great majority of us don't. It takes so much pain to be able to understand the spirit of the Lord. Unfortunately. Now, children who growing up now, like I think I said last week, this new generation, they're in a way better position than us. They're not introduced to the demons we grew up with. Get the point? Anybody remember coming Christmas morning, rushing down to the Christmas tree and being utterly gutted at what was in the box? Brother, that was a heartbreak. That was a disappointment. That should have never happened to you as a child. Ever. You should have never been in that position to be so excited you can't sleep the night before. You're telling your friends you're about to get this toy or this game or this shoe or whatever. And you go downstairs and open up that box and it's like, what the hell is this shit? That's you putting a demon on that child that's going to live with that child for a long time. Like, and that's just one.
I was my parents in the world, and I was told, obviously, I'm in UPK now, that that's a good thing. You can't get everything you want. And these will teach you in life that things don't go your way. And them things there.
If you can't get everything you want, then don't celebrate Christmas.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Like, and once again, now they have to lie to you to save their own face. The real reason you can't get everything they want is because they're poor. Our parents are poor and had no knowledge that the white man was the devil.
That's right.
If they did, they wouldn't care about Christmas and they wouldn't even put you through that. And they would have gotten you what you want. You know what parents do now? Their child wants something that might be too expensive now, but they might get it in July. You get the point? Versus you forced into this between November and December 25th. You getting credit cards, you're going broke, and you're working overtime from December 26th to February 1st to pay off all the damn debt for some kids who going to break the toys by the 1st of January. You get the point? Like it's a different, but you putting the demons on them. And they're going to grow up without understanding. They're not going to understand things. All right? Where we at now? So I hope that answered the brother question, all right?
Can the brother said thanks for the breakdown?
No sweat, bro.
So anyone in the class want to ask a question before I ask mine? Hakayan or
I think Bits and Pieces had two questions, right? Or what?
I'm not sure the scoffing sir or like want to teach or something. I can.
Bits and we have a number they could call?
Come on, Con.
Bits and Pieces. I'm not sure if you have a question or if you're trying to take over the class. If you're trying to take over the class, or we just kick your ass out. We don't really care about all of that. But if you're trying to learn something, you could just call this number. If you're actually trying to learn and answer a question, you can get your question answered for sure. Now, if it is that you're challenging, I'll handle you accordingly. All right. Any other questions we could for sure get it.
Come on. And then the brother, I got a question. And the brother, what question?
Yeah.
Go on.
That's the question from earlier, sir.
Come on.
So like you said, if a brother and sister are married,
married
in the world, they have it not this marriage ceremony in the world, the marriage according to the Bible. And the brother is beating the sister.
okay.
What's lawful? What is lawful? We don't believe in divorce. We don't believe in putting a brother away for a sister or putting a sister away for a brother. But if the sister can't take anymore, what lawful steps must she take if she's being beaten time and time again by the brother?
Okay, now these is two Israelites. They're married according to the world or
married according to the
Bible. This is she haven't. Go ahead.
So like yourself, if I may.
Go ahead.
It's a real life scenario because
don't divulge no details. But I get it. I understand what you're saying. They're married according to the Bible.
But they're not practicing Israelites.
They're not. I get you. But for our because you're asking it from ours. That's fine. They don't understand it. If they did, you wouldn't be asking the question. They don't understand shit. They don't understand nothing. Because okay, this is the other thing. If they did understand it, you wouldn't have had to ask the question. The father would have stepped in. Because he didn't ask her father to have sex with her. I guarantee not. Right or wrong? Exactly. If he did, and most people see their parents at least once or twice a month. She gonna show up with either the residue of the black eye or the full black eye. The father's be like, what the hell happened to you? Oh, nothing. Hey, I'll meet him outside. Hey, I'll be right back. He gonna go see that brother. He might put hands on him right away, but he gonna go ask what the hell is going on.
Is it lawful to put hands on the brother?
No, it's not lawful. All right, you're trying to ask me some questions. It's not lawful. Let me say it again. It's on. It's not lawful. All right. Y'all go. I can see it now. Yeah, UPK say you can go kick people's ass. It's not lawful.
How do you counsel the couple, sir?
They had to come into the truth. They both have to come into the truth. Somebody had to come into the truth. Either one. That's how you fix that situation. But no, this is what I'm gonna get at with it. All right.
Would it be okay for sisters to part or not to?
Well, again to that one. This is what you have to understand first, because. Go ahead.
Sorry, so like you said, and the second part of the question it would be what should the sister do? What should like the captain said? What should her be? Can she depart from him, and how long should she depart from him? And the second part of the question is, how would you counsel the couple if you was in the truth and you was advising them both?
Come to the school. Come in here.
That's right.
So you who have an anger problem with your hands, sit on that side.
Mm-hmm.
You who I'll find out what problems you have, sit on that side.
That's right.
Both of you all shut up and raise your hand when you have a question. Do this for 90 days.
That's right.
Let's start there. And that ain't gonna fix it. That's the start of it. That's how I would deal with it. Because if they're not coming in here, shedding themselves of the world, everything you try to tell them on the outside is going to fall on deaf ears.
That's right.
It's not going to make sense. Now, this is the other thing, right? This is the typical story. A man beating a woman. You never hear about when she's abusing the brother. You never hear about that. And just because of the society we grew up in, the nature in us is like, how could he hit a woman? Blah, 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 blah. He wrong. Let me just temper you. Let me add some balance to you. It's good to have balance as a priest dealing with people in the world, because people in the world will try to tug you in a direction emotionally for their benefit, right? They have an agenda. Give me Ecclesiasticus 26, and 23.
What number was that, sir?
Ecclesiasticus chapter 26 and 23.
Ecclesiasticus 26, verse 23.
What up?
A wicked woman.
Damn, say the wicked again. Say the wicked again.
A wicked woman
Okay, I'll put the tongue on that, bro.
is given as a portion to a wicked man.
In a lot of cases, them two is meant for each other.
Mm.
In a lot of cases, they the perfect fit, brother. They dysfunctional as hell, you know. They dysfunctional as hell. And you might run in there trying to counsel them and save them. What you don't know is that's their love language. They oftentimes come from toxic backgrounds, dysfunctional homes where that's the only thing they've both seen. And that actually is foreplay or turn on in a way, where she get beat up a few days later, she go back and she make back up with him. That's the only way they could actually love each other. And it's horrible.
Mm.
You go try and go in there, brother, and try to help, brother. You'll be the enemy and it'll be 2 versus 1.
Mm.
You understand? Let them come in here, let the Lord send it. They can't fight the Lord. Let them come in here. If they don't want to come in here, then continue getting your ass whooped. Somebody gonna go to jail, somebody gonna go to the morgue, or both. But I told you what to do. What you could tell him is keep his hands off the girl. You could tell him that. You could tell him you should keep your hands off that girl. You might get locked up. Somebody might put a bullet in your head. They would be wrong for murdering you, right? Yeah, that's what people do when they love people. Somebody might just put you in the trunk and you end up in a river somewhere in, outside the Midlands somewhere. And she just never get beat again. Or she moves on to another brother. Guess what happens next?
You didn't just kill it, bro. Go jail anyway.
No, she get beat again.
Oh.
She might move on.
Yeah.
And she might just go find the dude who wouldn't beat her, he can't handle me. I'm a strong woman. He can't handle me. I like him. Says I ain't so sure about that. And I like him. No problem. Ain't no sweat, go ahead. Look at what he did to me, Facebook. And you would be like, damn, I was trying to help. You don't understand, brother. In some case, I'm not saying this is across the board. Don't nobody get me wrong on it. I'm not saying this is across the board and this is every situation. But in some situations, you would find out, brother, that the demon that's working in there, they like that shit out. They like it. And there's nothing you can do. Tell them come in here, brother. And then pay some tithes. Let them start working themselves individually. Now, as they come in here, brother, somebody there's counselors in here, General Hyman runs the counseling department. He's more than likely in a situation like that, he'll hear them both. And he'll recommend whatever he recommends. I wouldn't advise you try to take it on. I would tell them to come in here. I'll tell the brother, he should stop. If you know them personally both and they both talk to you, he should stop. Because that sister is going to call the police the next time. You get the point? She's going to call the police the next time, and that's that. If he does not stop, she's going to call the police. And that's that. You get the point? And listen, she would not be wrong to call the cops out. She would not be wrong if he is whooping her ass, especially for no reason. If he is literally punching down on her. I'm not talking about, he yelled at her and she called the cops. I'm talking about he's literally punching down on this girl. She wouldn't be wrong to call and say 999, I'm fearing for my life. He want to kill me. He right out there with the damn cricket bat. Go ahead.
So like you say, that's a heavy point because he really does need the school now. Because I don't think I'm out of my depth. I can't really reason with the brother because from the information I'm gathering from from the sister. I'm quizzing the sister because she's never got bruises, she's never got any cuts or grazes or insertions on her body, and so her version of events is he's clever and he's choking her, he's throttling her, and she's scared that he's gonna go too far, and she's passing
What's
out
throttling?
and waking up, throttling her.
Oh,
yeah,
just
throttling
choking.
her. Yeah, and she's waking up. She's
That-
waking
oh,
up.
so choking but shaking.
No, he's knocking her out.
Okay,
He's
but
abusing
what is he
her.
throttling? He throttling is he shaking?
Throttling her, putting her to sleep. Yeah, he's
That's the old English thing.
Yeah, he's physically abusing her, she says, but he's not marking her so she can't go to the police and say, look.
Okay, listen, some women like to be choked, brother. I would just tell you straight up, man. And he probably going overboard. I don't know the situation, but this is what I do know. As a priest, you don't want to jump into action.
So like you say, he's not denying it. I've sat down with him.
I get you, but she might like that shit. She might like that shit. She probably wants him to do it.
He's admitting he needs help. He's saying to me,
no, I'm not saying that what he's doing is right, you know. That's not what I'm saying. She might have a fetish where she has to have that atmosphere, and that's how she knows he loves her, because she could get it that emotional to do that. It's dysfunctional. Go ahead.
Yeah, I don't think it's like that, sir, because I've sat down with him today at length, and he recognizes that he's got a problem, an issue. He says that he can't keep. He's in the yard all day. She comes in from wherever, work, her mother's, and he says what triggers him off is the look on her face. He's not tidied up or cooked dinner, and he's been the one in the house all day, and she'll come in with a bent up face, and that just triggers. And he says he just flings for her and puts her in one of them wrestling headlocks and chokes her out until her body goes floppy and she's out cold on the floor. She'll wake up 2 or 3 minutes later. What happened? What did you do to
I get you. And when she goes to work the next day, does she come home? Does she come back to that same house? Yes. Which is my point. I'm not saying what he's doing is right by giving in to her because she like it. You probably misunderstand. When I say she likes it, not like you like, a bar of chocolate or a drink. I'm saying she likes it like this is an addiction that she has that's dysfunctional. This is how he reacts. He probably has a horrible, life growing up. Somebody probably choked him to hell out when he was younger. You get the point? It's dysfunctional. The point I'm making is, if she was in that type of danger, she knows exactly where to get help back. Women have no problem getting you jammed to hell up, brother. If you had another woman, you best believe she'd have found the cops.
That's right.
She'd have found those cops out and brought them straight to the house. So, okay, I don't want anybody to misunderstand what I'm saying. It's not blanket like she deserve it or he deserve it or anything like that. These type of situations need a lot of, investigation and detail and, questioning separately, questioning together. It needs that situation, and both parties have to be willing to do it. Or at least one. If one of them come in here, they could get help. But, helping them while they're outside in the environment, it's rough. You have to take them out of the mud, clean them up, and then you could start to do something. You can't clean them up in the mud. You get it? But imagine you stand in the mud, I come with buckets, I clean it up. You're fully clean. Now what? The next step you make, you're in mud. You understand what I'm saying? When I turn to leave after cleaning you up, I might kick mud up on you. Now you're dirty again. You see, they had to come out of that. They just have to come out of it. You get the point? But just understand that there's probably more going on than you know. You understand that part. Now, with that said, in many situations like that, if a sister calls the police, she's not wrong. She's not physically able to fight a man. Vice versa. The woman, belittling you, beating you up, pulling a knife on you, you would not be wrong if you call the police and get her locked up. She needs to be restrained. You need protection. You should not do it. The people who are actually physically violent, they should not do it to the other person, but sometimes they might need some help being stopped. You understand? They should not do it. Now, of course, after they talk and get questioned, the counsel might be, well, sister, is your mother close by? You have a father close by, brother? You have anybody you could stay with? You'll have to. Is there kids involved? If they have kids, they probably can't separate. You understand? If they have kids, they probably can't separate. If they have kids, you probably might have to make them both understand they're going to lose their kids to the system. You get the point? And that now might cut the spirit. Like the beef they're having, this child now going to have to go into foster care. And I don't know what UK foster care is like. American foster care is ridiculous. I would imagine it's the same thing here. It's just, you're going to be in hell. Now, what's he going to do? Beat her up and the kid going somewhere else? Or beat him up and the kid suffering now in some home where nobody protecting the child from whatever? That might make them stop. If no kids is involved, you could rearrange the living situation for a time. Let them start talking on the phone first. And if they're having problems, they have to call a counsel. They might have to start going out on supervised dates. There's a whole procedure for the thing, but divorce is not an option. You get the point? It's not an option. And this thing could be long-term, Mark. This thing could be long-term where they separated for a couple of years, but they're meeting on a regular basis. They might, listen, it could go bad. Not bad, but it could be very involved and intensive where they might be getting along to the point they're ready to get intimate with each other again. It might be you had to sit down in the hotel room outside and they go in the bedroom and do what they had to do just in case. I can't breathe. You had to go in there and pull him off a hug. You get the point? It might be that level of supervision because now they can't control the self. And you got to fix that. Now, shit, if that happened on the Sabbath day, forget about it. You on 24-hour work duty. You get the point? It's very involved. It's very involved. It's not a one-shot fix. You damn near it's gonna take you months probably to actually get the full picture. Because they're humans. They're not gonna tell you the full story. They're gonna tell you what they're comfortable with you knowing about them. The shit that they're shame about, they ain't gonna say it until they get comfortable with you. And even that gonna get rationed out. Then you're gonna get the whole picture. Then you're gonna understand why the hell he's so damn angry. She going to work making the money. He stayed. What are you so angry about? What's the problem? What's your problem? You get the point? Like, it's so many things that. So I wouldn't say that, but just remember, I wouldn't jump. I would find out what's going on. Let them come in here. She have a slavery, he doesn't.
I think he
Well, he need to come in here, brother. He's simple. He need to come in here. She need to come in here and pay some of that tithe.
That's right.
He needs to come in here and sit in all black so he could get taught. I know some people he need to put in headlocks, try to stop me from speaking. I know some people he could put in headlocks.
That's right.
And I would tell him, good job, brother. Good. Let him go now. Let him go. And they fall blamp on the ground. Yeah, officer, they're right here. They was just, disrupting me. If he liked to put people in headlock, there's some people I need put in headlocks at. Right. But the sister, he ain't got to do that. They both need to come in here, brother, and they'll forget about that shit out. They'll in a few years, they'll forget they used to treat each other like that. He'll forever feel the guilt about it. She'll forever feel the guilt. And they'll both try to be so brand new to never remind each other of who they used to be. You get the point? All right, where we at?
Scripture or expression?
You was on scripture? Salaki.
Come on, concert. My brother said he's gonna incorporate the word throttle into his
Yeah, I think throttle, brother. I mean, I don't know. You know what I mean? You gotta watch yourself, brother.
1 Corinthians 7 and 1 Corinthians 7 and 10. But unto thee, married, I command ye, not I, but the Lord. Let not the wife depart from her husband.
Mm-hmm.
But, and if she depart, let her remain unmarried, or be reconciled unto her husband.
Right? If she depart, if this sister, she's fed up of it and she getting abused and beaten regularly, if she depart, let her depart. Just remain unmarried. Meaning, like, if she picks up one day and doesn't come home, she goes to her mother's house, her auntie's house. She would not be unlawful for doing it, but she can't go marry another man. The reason I'm saying they both need to come in here is because once she leaves, she is going to marry somebody else because they're in the world.
But isn't she still married and one day must return?
That's what the scripture just said. If she departs, let her depart. But she has to remain unmarried. Right? Read it one more time.
Come on. Verse 10. So verse 11. But if she depart, let her remain unmarried or be reconciled to her husband.
Right? So that's it. If she depart, just let her go. She needs to go over there and cry. Listen, sometimes you don't have to beat the brother, and she just want to go and lay on mommy, brother, because you're a man and you ain't the BET man. Well, what's the UK BET version? What do you all have over here? Same BET? You know what I mean? You ain't the East Enders nigga. You a real man and you have rules, and because she can't wear the tight pants and the short skirt, she feel oppressed. So she had to go and lay on mommy lap. A grown woman. Brother, let her go. Just let her go and she'll come back, weekend or whatever. You get the point? So that's what it's saying. If she depart, that's fine. She just can't marry nobody, and after a certain time, they must come back together. They must come back together, and that's that. Now, just on this thing here, let's jump on adultery. The whole reason why today, if abroad, she needs space or you need space or whatever, it's so triggering to people is because of the rate of adultery. Every brother know you have a woman. The minute people know you're having problems, there's at least 10 men who is going to try to talk to your woman. Now imagine living in a time, brother, where a brother would see himself as filth. Like he would look at trying to talk to your woman like kissing another man in the mouth. You see our brothers over here is like ultra anti-homosexual, anti-sodomite. Like they ain't playing none of them games. Imagine being Joe Grind, being boyfriend number 2 was like that. You understand? Imagine something like that was seen the same way as a sodomite. A woman would humble herself way faster. Part of the pride in a woman is because she literally knows she could walk outside and get a man. It's not hard for her. She could literally walk out. She could go on the internet right now and post a cleavage picture with her breast out. And there would be hundreds of men in her inbox by tomorrow. You get the point? Now, that emboldens her. But if she goes and she tries to make herself accessible, and the brother say, "Ain't you so and so rib? Yeah, but we taking a break. Yeah, we'll go in the house with that break. In fact, I'm gonna call him. You shouldn't be out here doing this shit. Hey, this so and so woman, is she married?" And all the brothers like, "Oh shit, I didn't know. Sorry, sis. I didn't know. I don't want to disrespect your husband." You know what that would do to her mental? She don't have no power anymore. She'll be way more humble and ready to work the situation out. You get the point? Of course, not in the case of the abuse and beating. That's something different. I'm just saying if there's an issue and she want to separate for a bit, there's a temptation that would come to her of, "I'm getting all this attention. Nothing must be wrong with me." There's a reason why brothers usually are the ones who would be more receptive of criticism. A brother might be more receptive of something wrong with you, brother. You're doing this too much. You're too harsh. You're too this. He would be willing to hear the shit because there's nothing to reinforce him. But you tell her something, brother. I don't have to listen to you. Upload. Push public. Likes. Before the night done, 250 niggas. Like. Brother, nothing is wrong with her in her mind. You get the point? So that's why I say if she can't marry. And it's easier with that when we're not living in this type of society where niggas don't care about that shit. You're on a break? You want to hang out with me? That option is not even there. She now in the separation has to battle loneliness, which is more healthy for her than battling the attention. A woman battling loneliness, brother, she'll call you faster. She'll call you, but by midday the next day, listen, this is too long. We need to talk. We need to talk. And if you're wise, you'll know how to handle that situation. Sometimes we need to talk, no problem. I'll meet you here at 1. And sometimes is, give me 2 more days. And that's that. You get the point? In that situation, they both had a community schooler. They both should. Now, if one of them come, that's still good. All right. Any more?
Come on, Pastor. Another question online. Sister says, Sister Nakapaya 1 West, since Salakia, is it okay to go to a 9-night when someone dies?
Okay. 9 nights is not our custom. It's not Israelite custom. However, it's not, you're not sinning by gathering with friends or family that are hurt. You can't go to the 9-night thinking of it as a 9-night. You had to go there, especially if you're UPK. If you're UPK, brother, every social function, what should be your main objective? As long as it's not a 9-night for your father or your mother or your brother, not somebody, ridiculously close or something. But you go to see, some friend, cousin die or, sister-in-law, whatever. You UPK, what should you go in there to do?
Main focus, fish.
Number 1, fish. That should just be it. Looking for the opportunity to fish. Now, you mightn't be able to, but you go and prepared if something happened. Not something happened, but if the opportunity presents itself, you're going to fish. Number 2, you go in there for what?
Show respect, probably? Or...
You go in there to be the strong one to give them support.
That's right.
You go in there with the words of comfort for them. You go in there to be the one to, make them pull it together. You go in there to be the one that they could lose it on, that they could lose all emotion and break down. Some people can't. Some people, it's unfortunate in this society, some people don't have the space to, go through an emotion. And that's a human trait. It's a very human trait. And to block that off, it will do something mentally to you. To not be able to grieve, to feel sad, to feel angry, let it be done enough and you'll turn into something, a little bit psycho. Now you show up there, you start to, how you doing? So you say, listen, man, he was a hell of a brother. She was a hell of a sister. They're going to be back. The Bible say reincarnate. They're going to come right back, man. Somebody going to get pregnant and you start spilling it to them. You're going to pick your words. Don't go there and try to teach a whole class and win everybody. But you want to go there and be of comfort. You want to go there and be of comfort to somebody like that. That's how I would approach going to a 9-night. Of course, if this is some close family member or friend's family and you have to go there, you might be sad the person died. It's not unlawful for you to attend as long as you know you're not lighting no candle for the dead. As long as you know this light don't mean his spirit or her spirit is in your hand and you could send his spirit up to the Lord. That's bullshit. That's Christian bullshit. That's Roman Catholicism mixed with the pagans. What's that? All Saints Day, where they light the candle. All Saints Day, All Souls Day. I.S.U.P.K calls it is Tren de la Muerte? No, that's the death train. What's it? I.S.U.P.K is called it. The Day of the Dead. Muerte un día or día un muerte.
Oh, you mean that one? They made a Disney movie about it as well.
Yeah, they made a Disney movie about the thing. You get the point? Hold on 1 second. You have some chapter. Right? I.S.U.P.K have that. They made a little cartoon about the whole thing as well. All right. There's some what's the precept in the Apocrypha that I want? 1 second. I'll take Ecclesiastes. Hakayim, give me a Ecclesiastes. Ecclesiastes chapter 3.
Start
Start at verse 1.
Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1.
Okay, it's funny. Go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I could hear you.
Ecclesiastes.
Bits and pieces calling. Yeah, tell me. You gotta tell me though. I need to handle all of that. I'm not ignoring comments up here. Right? Bits and pieces. I'm telling you, you could call in. Call in. Right?
So hold on. Don't give out phone numbers, but I do have one question.
I'm the bits and pieces. I don't want your damn number. I'm giving you a number that you can call in and you could ask your question. All right? Oh, he put the question there?
Carl, you say there like answer me this and I leave you alone. Quite like it's said because I don't give out numbers, but I do have one question. I've watched Hebrew Israelites claim when it says Revelations, when it says eyes of flame and fire, they say red like a black man, but fire at its hottest burns a beautiful blue. What do you say to that? In other words, use the scripture to prove Jesus was a black man. So I question it because I know fire is a beautiful blue at its hottest. Not trying to ruffle feathers, but blue. But fire is blue at its hottest. Everyone should know that. I won't say no more. I'll leave it.
Okay, I need you to call in. I need you to call in, all right? I need you to call in because this is a white man here. He's trying to say Christ was white with blue eyes. That's what he's trying to say because fire burns blue. Fire could burn different colors depending on what the damn fuel is, dummy.
That's right.
Depending on what the fuel is, you could get a whole different flame. Have you ever seen a wooden fire?
That's right.
You're just an idiot. Salakia Hacker, and this idiot distracted me. Captain Karatia was right to just ignore him. I'm looking to give everybody a chance to learn. All right. And he ain't ruffling no feathers. We ain't got feathers here. We ain't birds or chickens. But you need to call in. Now, if you don't call in, I'll just know you're a coward and you just keep moving. I don't really care for you or what you have to offer. All right. Hacker, let me get Ecclesiastes 3 and 1.
Salakia. Ecclesiastes.
No, I got you.
Salakia. Ecclesiastes 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven.
That's the first thing you need to understand. To everything there's a season and a time to everything under heaven. Go ahead.
A time to be born. And a time to die. A time to plant. And a time to pluck up that which is planted.
Right? There's a time to be born and a time to die. A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted. Go ahead.
A time to kill and a time to heal.
You understand? A time to kill and a time to heal. There's a time for everything under the sun. Everything. And sometimes it's the time to mourn. It's the time to die.
That's right.
Right? Death comes to all men, all animals. We read that last week in class. It comes to everybody. Right? You're going to reach a certain age where everybody, all your relatives just start dying.
That's right.
Right? That's I think once you cross 35, you definitely ain't going to be planning funerals every 3 years because it's a father, a mother, an auntie, an uncle, a grandmother. Until what? You bury them all and know what?
Just you and your children. Man.
I know you, the father. You the grandfather that's going to be buried. You the uncle that's on his way to be that. You get the point? That's life. Now, the faster you just accept it, you could live a happier life. A Christian can't. Right? A heathen can't, a Muslim can't. They can't accept that because they don't have this knowledge. You get the point? So now when there's somebody who died, you go to a 9-night. It's not unlawful for you to go there as long as you ain't going there. Know that some people go to the 9-night and sit down with the picture and talk to the picture. The nigga ain't there. They're gone. They're with the Lord now. Instead of talking to the picture, who should you talk to?
Bro, that's closest to the life.
Each other. The ones who's there.
That's right.
The one who there, who the only reason you're seeing them is because this person died. Other than that, you ain't going to their house, they ain't coming to your house. That's who you need to go and talk to. That's what should be in you when you go into a type of event like that. You get the point? So it's not unlawful. Give me there's one in the Apocrypha that I want for death. Give me Ecclesiasticus 38 and 23.
Put on come.
The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38, verse 3.
23.
Salam yourself. Ecclesiastes, chapter 23, chapter 38, verse 23.
Hold on. Let me tell you where to start. I want to skip you up. $16. We're going to do 16 and run it down, all right?
Come. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38, verse 16.
Mm-hmm.
My son, let tears fall down over the dead.
Say it again.
My son, let tears fall down over the dead.
Say it one more time.
My son, let tears fall down over the dead.
Brother, this Bible, brother, is the key to every mental illness you could have. Every feeling of captivity that you could have is the cure to cowardice. It's the remedy for courage. This line here, brother, will heal so much people. But so much people can't let themselves mourn for the dead. They can't do it, and they never do it. And then one day this person has a full-on nervous breakdown, and they don't know why. You don't know why. And it's because they done been cut off emotionally. Your spirit needs to feel that. And sometimes that's what needs to happen. That's why he said, my son, let tears fall for the dead. You should be able to mourn. You should be able to cry for the dead. Somebody close to you died. Don't be one of them funeral freaks. You have some funeral addicts. They addicted to being sad. They just love the sadness, and that's it. They don't go there and smile. They go there to cry, but they don't really know the person. You crying gonna make them cry. That's just them. But if this is somebody that means something to you, brother, let them tears fall for the dead. Let them fall for the dead. You get the point? Just let them fall. Imagine you dead. Let's just say for a second, right? Imagine it could be like this. Imagine you dead, and your right-hand man or brother you hold in high regard, and you see him there, and you see him and he not cry. What would you think? Like you'd be like, this nigga, he wasn't really down with me. You get the point? But for your own health, your own spiritual health, your own mental health, if that's the way you feel, then fine, brother. You ain't got to hold and choke that thing all the way in. You ain't got to do. You don't have to. You can choose to not cry. That's fine. But don't think you should not cry. That's the point of it. The spirit of it is, don't think you're wrong for crying. You get the point? You may not want to. You may not feel to do it now. Some people mourn in private. That's fine too. You could do that. But don't think that if you do it, you're wrong. You're not wrong. Right? Go ahead. Any more from Bits and Pieces?
Last,
Gone?
We're talking about wives getting beaten. They posted the wives, husband loves your wives. That's it.
Bits and Pieces is an idiot, man.
So
go ahead.
Khan. My son, let tears fall down over the dead, and begin to lament, as if thou hadst suffered great harm thyself.
You understand? And you hear brothers say that. You hear sisters say that. I feel it when I hear that news. That should hurt me in my soul when I hear this thing happen. You cry like if you get hurt yourself.
Right.
Go ahead.
And then cover his body according to the custom, and neglect not his burial.
Brother, that's right there is golden counselor. Mourn for them. Take the time to mourn, which is the 9-night custom. The 9-night custom is a custom of mourning. But of course, in its pure sense, it's really something with having the dead around and all that type of shit, right? I believe that's what they say it is. The spirit roams the earth for 9 nights. That's why they call it 9 nights. You can't go there believing that dumb shit. You're really going there as an adult amongst children. That's it. You're going there as an adult amongst children, and you have to know their children. So you're going to talk to them like children. Listen, man, it's all right, man. Listen, I feel you. Shit bother me too. I cried before I came here. I tell them whatever they need to hear to comfort them. Man. Go comfort them. Go be with your people. Go there and represent. And you tell them what you learned from Command and Journey YAHANNA. Right. You tell them what you learned, what the general told you about the Bible and Christ and reincarnation, and they're going to come back. One of these little nieces and nephews they have is going to get pregnant real soon. You watch and see. And it's going to be in season for this one to come back. They're coming right back. You could go there and do it, or it may not be the time for that. It may just be the time to sit there with them, pour a drink, and sit. Put your hand on the shoulder and, get the tissue. You're all right, man. Don't sweat. Don't worry about it later. Get the sister a hug. Go see the mother. Go see who? Go see the children. Sometimes the death involves the children where the person gone and they leave kids who they're too young to really understand it. They're like 12, 13, or 6. You might need to go there and let that child know that they could call on you for whatever. Help with their math. Take them to the, football practice or basketball practice. They might need somebody to step in now. You get the point? You're not going there to honor some imaginary spirit that only have 9 days on earth. You go in there for strength. You the source of the strength now. And in that, you could fish to the truth and help build the body of Christ. Right? Keep reading.
God. Verse 17. Weep bitterly.
Weep bitterly. And the Bible is giving you full license to do it. To weep bitterly. Go ahead.
And make great moan.
And make great moan, brother. And the more you read, you realize this is talking about every Israelite funeral that you ever been to. You understand? Every funeral down near you've seen when people. Some people jump down in the grave. Some people jump down in the grave. Listen, brother, I remember I buried my grandfather when I was probably like 20, 21. My grandfather came in the house. He left his house about 6 months before he died and came to the house where my father was. I don't know if he spiritually knew he was going to die or whatever, but he wanted to live in the house with his son, which was my father. And this brother died one day. And now I'm there taking care of him for them 6 months. Getting to know him. I didn't know my grandfather too well, but at them last 6 months, I get to know him. And he died. Now I'm going about it, helping my father out, being there for my father because he watched his father die. We see him die. Not until I saw that coffin open, brother, I fucking lost it. I'm going to tell you straight up and down. And it's a rough thing because at that time, you ain't really, this is this is who you come from. But it's going to hit everybody at different times. And you go into that 9 night to be the source of strength for somebody. You get the point? Just like you might need somebody to be the source of strength for you. So for sure, you can go to the 9 night. It's not unlawful if you go in there knowing that this is a gathering, like a support group. You get the point? It's like that. It's not, you could feel it. They're still among us. They still light a candle. You also, they could see where to walk or float because they're damn ghosts. It's not that. You get the point? As long as you know it's not that, then fine. Any more on it?
And use lamentation as he is worthy.
As he is worthy. Like that's it. It's like this person deserves this. This person deserves this. Like in the Black community, I think we get so far removed from being honorable. We're not taught honor from a young age coming up.
That's right.
Most of us learn honor in the street. And the street, unfortunately, have more honor than most other institutions.
Right.
But learning honor, like burying a parent or aunt or a grandfather or somebody who is a senior, is your duty, regardless of how you feel. You see, you might not even have a good relationship with this person. It's your duty. Just like if this person, if you were a baby and that person was there, it would be their duty to change your diaper, regardless of how they feel. This child need help.
Oh, God.
Change your diaper. This person die, it's your duty now. Go bury the brother, bury the sister. They're worthy of it. Perform that final rite.
If I may, sir.
All the way. Go ahead, Art.
So, so if you had to go to the Passover or the duty of burying your family member, what should I do? Or what should the person do? Bury the family member or go to the Passover? Because they're both duty, right?
One is law.
Come.
One is law that you could be punished for. You understand?
Come.
One is a law. This is what I would say. In all my years, I think I've never heard of something like that happening. I've heard about people who've lost children the week of the Passover. Baby's dead. And the person is there sitting in the Passover. I've heard, I think two sisters, mother died just before the Passover. She's there in the Passover.
Right.
They're there. They ain't going nowhere.
Con.
Not like you gotta catch them before they leave town. Get it going?
Con, Thor, appreciate
the body
it.
could stay on ice. The body could stay on ice. And this is what you would find happen. Like I've seen what people in the world, I come into here, what people in the world would call strange. I've seen some straight up amazing things, and I just know it's the Lord. Where the Lord just delays something just in time for you to either get the funds up or make it there or make it right back just in time, and you have nothing to worry about in the first place. It'll be some strange shit. Some old strange shit happening. It's like, damn, that should work the hell out. You get the point?
Like,
in a situation like that, I'll just tell somebody, call the camp leader and get some counsel. Right? Call the camp leader and get counsel. Don't try to do some hero decision in your head that you're not capable of that. Let your camp leader guide your steps. Man and woman, you'll find your life will be much better.
So like you said, can I talk to you after the class though? Talk to you after the class if I could.
Anytime, brother. Anytime.
Go ahead, sir.
Go ahead, Cap.
No, yeah, that's it.
Oh, you're going to see the same thing?
No, yeah, you said something as well.
Okay. No sweat. So, give me verse 23 and we finish with this topic, all right?
You want me to jump the rest of 17 and 18 and 19?
Yeah, go to 23.
Card.
Just for time's sake. I'll try to get a couple more questions before we roll.
Card. The book of Ecclesiasticus, chapter 38, verse 23. When the dead is at rest, let his remembrance rest and be comforted for him when his spirit is departed from him.
Right? When the dead is at rest, let the dead rest. What does that mean?
When the dead is at rest.
Another term is gone. Let him go.
Yeah. Yep. Let that person go. You see people, the t-shirts, lighting candles every year, going to the grave, cleaning the grave. Let them go, man. They're not in the grave. They're not there. Let the dead rest, man. That's it. They're gone. Be comforted for them. Allow yourself to be comforted. That's wisdom. You understand? So you could go to a 9-night. It doesn't make you unclean unless it's a real old school 9-night where old school night or wake. Some Benjamite countries just call it a wake, where the dead body is in the house that you go into. They had the body like for viewing, and the body there on a bed, stiff, and you in the house. If it's like that, then you're unclean for 7 days because you've been in the house of the dead. You get the point? No, it might be somebody close. You could go to the night and stand up outside the house. You outside, even if you touch somebody who's been in and out, you're only unclean for 1 day according to the law. But you go into that house of the dead, you're unclean for 7 days. All right, but I don't think they do night like that. At least not here. Maybe in the Caribbean they might get 1 or 2. I doubt it, especially since COVID. I don't think nobody doing that anymore. If it's just a family gathering, you're not unlawful. You could go ahead and go as long as you know the nigga spirit ain't just floating around the room. All right.
So like you said, is that why we haven't recorded the months and the weeks and the days of our patriarchs' deaths? Because we don't have memorials in Israel. We're not like that. When the dead, dead, let them go. You get the point? That's not our custom. And it was never our custom to record those days. Birthdays, death days. Like if you're watching the Bible, so-and-so died around the time of this king's second reign. You know what I mean? Or when king so-and-so, the son of so-and-so, was in his 8th year, this person died. Like we remember shit based on what was happening. That's like how it is today. Yeah, when this happened, oh, you know what, that happened then because remember COVID was happening around that time. We don't say like 2020 something, and we don't do that. We relate it to the big thing that happened then. So like, go ahead.
I'm about to say the same thing. I'm like, it happened when that song came out, man. That just came out. I remember this.
That's how we carry time. We're different people. You get the point?
Yeah, because that was something that struck me before tonight's class. We've got no records of our patriarchs, the months, the weeks, the dates, the times, and all the heathen do that. All the heathen actually record the dates, the time, the month, the week. Because
they're going to make an idol, and that's in you read Wisdom of Solomon chapter 13 and 14, I think, either 13 and 14 or 14 and 15. It's a whole chapter on idol worship, brother. And that's where it starts. It starts with today's the day, Martin Luther King died. Like, brother, they built that statue in D.C. You're not from D.C. They built that statue in D.C. Every Sunday, somebody going and putting flowers on the statue. What do you think going to happen in about 10 or 15 more years if Christ came back? They're going to be praying. People are secretly going to go and pray and hold the statue. And pray to Martin Luther King to watch over them and bring his spirit back into the earth. And this nonsense. You get the point? Let the dead rest, man. They're gone, let them go. All right. Any more? I think we could probably take 1 or 2 more and on.
My was
go ahead.
Jacob had 2 sisters. Well, in the law of Moses, that's lawful to do. All
right, let me get the law and then pull where it is. You wanted to break down on it?
Come on, Council. Never
Who is this? This is Leah and Rachel.
Come on, Council. Here's the Leviticus 18 where you can't cover the nakedness of it. 1 second.
No sweat. If anybody else have any questions in the chat, just type it in.
Hold on, I believe it's hold on, It's Leviticus 18 and 18. It reads, neither shalt thou take to wife her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness, beside the other in her lifetime.
You said Leviticus.
18 and 18 will be this.
And then give me Genesis with Okay, give me 18 and 18. Read it again.
Come on, concert.
Start at okay, so this Leviticus, Deuteronomy, and Numbers for the most part is a lot of laws, a lot of do's and don'ts in there, right? So you could say for 18 here is a lot of law on sexual conduct, on what good sex versus bad sex, lawful sex versus unlawful sex. You get the point? So now give me from 17.
Thou shalt not uncover the nakedness of a woman and her daughter.
That's one. Now you ain't supposed to uncover the nakedness or humble, or in this context, the spirit of it is having sex with a woman, then go have sex with her daughter. Right? Now the spirit of it is what? It's going to cause confusion. You get the point? Now, if you breed the mother, now your child and the daughter is sisters. Now you're going with the daughter. You get the point? And vice versa, like P. Diddy and his son. His son was with Steve Harvey's daughter, who is striving to be the biggest hoe on planet Earth. And then P. Diddy went with her right after. Like, she probably just walked across the hallway.
That's right.
And the son was broken up with her. Within a couple of weeks, brother, she was with Diddy on some jet ski somewhere on some foreign island. Right? Go ahead.
Okay. Neither shall thou take her son's daughter or her daughter's daughter to uncover her nakedness, for they are her near kinswoman. It is wickedness.
These are her near kinswoman. It's vile to do it. You know, you shouldn't do that. You shouldn't what? What's the spirit of it?
Cause confusion?
You want it. When you say cause confusion, what do you mean?
No, what you said, them kids are your nephews and nieces.
Well, in that way, but there's another thing. You say they are her near kinswoman.
The near to her family? Close family?
How will she feel?
Come on.
She'll be vexed. You're vexing this woman now. And you know it's going to vex her because they're so close to her. You hear it all the time. You hear some brother, he have a broad and he has sex with her sister. And the broad will be like, you didn't have to do it with my sister. Like, no, that's it's there to her. You get the point? You're hurting the broad at that point. Right? Keep reading.
Verse 17. Thou shalt not uncover.
Neither.
18. Neither shalt thou take a wife to her sister to vex her, to uncover her nakedness beside the other in her lifetime.
You understand? You take one woman and then you go take her sister in her lifetime. You're going to vex this girl. You're going to vex her. It's just natural. You shouldn't do it. You shouldn't do it. So now when I say you shouldn't do it, what does that mean?
No, why is it?
You shouldn't know. You just go ahead and knowingly go ahead and do it. You get the point? Like,
oh, okay, cool.
Which is what brothers in the world do. You get the point? They marry one sister. You with her for about 5 years. When you got with her the first time, her little sister was 16. Now she's 21. Now she looking better than the one you with. All of a sudden, you can't stand this one. And the young one, you know, seeing you coming through, you dropping her off, whatever, she move out, you all together. You shouldn't do no nasty shit like that. You understand? So now let's go with Jacob. Not Jacob. Is it Jacob? Yeah.
Genesis. 30 and 25.
Genesis what, sir?
30 and 25.
30? God, the book of Genesis. chapter 30, verse 25. And it came to pass, when Rachel had borne Joseph, that Jacob said unto Laban, send me away, that I may go unto mine own place and to my country.
No. That's not it.
29, 25. Okay.
No, sir.
29,
25. Excuse me.
Genesis 29,
and
25.
now.
Mhm.
Card. The book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 25. And it came to pass.
Let's skip up. Let me run through this a little bit, all right? Let's skip up a little bit. Let me tell you where to start. Bear with me, all right?
Card concept.
Start at verse 1, and I'm going to skip you through.
The book of Genesis, chapter 29, verse 1. Then Jacob went on his journey and came into the land of the people of the east.
Go ahead.
And he looked, and behold, a well in the field. And lo, there were 3 flocks of sheep lying by it. For out of that well they watered the flocks, and a great stone was upon the well's mouth.
Go ahead. Skip me down to verse 9.
And while he yet spake with them, Rachel came with his father's sheep.
With her father's sheep.
Salakia, with her father's sheep.
Go ahead.
For she kept them.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass, when Jacob saw Rachel, the daughter of Laban, his mother's brother, and the sheep of Laban, his mother's brother, that Jacob went near and rolled the stone from the well's mouth and watered the flock of Laban, his mother's brother. And Jacob kissed Rachel and lifted up his voice and wept. And Jacob told Rachel that he was her father's brother, and that he was Rebekah's son. And she ran and told her father.
Right? So he saw Rachel here. He knew this was Laban's daughter. He saluted her. That's what he kissed her. Not, smooch. The kiss is the salute, because what's our salute? Right? And it's followed by boom. Right? Kiss is old English for coming close to. Like you'll see it like at the airport. Kiss and ride. You ever see that at the airport, the signs? That kiss means come close to the curb. Don't park. Don't, drop off who you gotta drop off and roll. A kiss is a brief, close touch. So how we salute each other. That left side, right side. That's a kiss. It's coming close briefly, and that's it. Get the point? Go ahead.
Verse 13. And it came to pass, when Laban heard the tidings of Jacob, his sister's son, that he ran to meet him and embraced him and kissed him and brought him to his house. And he told Laban all these things.
Right? So now he hear his relative there. And he come and he salutes him the same way. Right? Go ahead.
And Laban said unto him, Salakia, and Laban said to him, surely thou art my bone and my flesh. And he abode with him the space of a mouth.
So now he said, listen, you are my bone and my flesh. And Jacob stayed with him about a month. That's what it says, right? All right. So now where we at? Verse what?
Verse 15, sir.
Yeah, go ahead.
And Laban said unto Jacob, because thou art my brother, shouldest thou therefore serve me for naught?
Mm-hmm.
Tell me, what shall thy wages be?
Just like a brother, I'll be like, your brother, I mean, you might go do some work for a brother. You might have specific skill. Some brothers, have the skill with the landscaping. Some brothers could fix cars. Some brothers good on computers. Some brothers good with the interior, the paint, they do remodeling, tear down the drywall, put up new ones, make cuttings, fixtures. And be like, man, just because I know you, man, you ain't gonna work for free. And let me pay you. How much you want? And a brother might be like, nah, it's all good. But the brotherly thing to do is to support the brother. Pay him like how if he was doing it for somebody else, he'd charge them. Offer to pay the brother. So Laban is saying, let me pay you wages. I ain't gonna let you work for me for free. Right? Go ahead.
Khan. And Laban had 2 daughters.
Mm-hmm.
The name of the elder was Leah.
Mm-hmm.
And the name of the younger was Rachel.
Go ahead.
Khan. Leah was tender-eyed, but Rachel was beautiful and well-favored.
Mm-hmm. So now Leah was tender-eyed. What does that mean?
She's the type of woman to like cry at a puppy or something like that. she's the one that's right for him, but he wants the one that's good looking. Like, the one that's right for you, but
Okay, it doesn't say Leah was ugly though. It don't say that. Leah was tender-eyed. Tender-eyed meaning this sister had compassion. This is a sisterly sister. She has compassion. She gonna help. You get the point? She's gonna help. You understand what I mean?
Come on.
She gonna help you out. She has compassion. She has the ability to feel. Like a good sister. Like how every good sister would be, always want to help, always putting her hand in some, whatever you need. She's tender-eyed. Her eyes ain't hardened. You get the point? She could feel for you. Rachel was just bad. That's just it. Rachel, turning heads wherever. You get the point? Jacob wanted Rachel. You know what I mean? Man wants what he wants. He ain't wrong. He's not wrong for wanting what he wants. I would advise every brother to be like that. If that's what you want, go for it. Make sure that's what you want, though. Make sure that's what you want, brother, because when she pisses you off, you're going to have to want that for the shit to work. If you don't want that, you just, every time you see here, it's just going to be like, you all right? Make sure you get what you want. All right? Go ahead.
Khan. And Jacob loved Rachel and said, I will serve thee 7 years for Rachel, thy younger daughter. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me.
Right? So now he made a deal with Laban, Rachel's father. He said, listen, man, I'm in love with Rachel, your younger daughter. Let me serve you for 7 years for her. I'll work for you for 7 years. My wages would be her. In other words, that 7 years would be the dowry in wages to pay for Rachel. And think about that shit. That's some honorable shit right there. Yeah, man. What you want?
Once I get 20, I get done getting paid when you're 27.
Think of how bad she was, though. She probably had to be bad with them sheep in the damn field, brother. Damn. Good.
Okay, sir. Was Jacob broke?
No.
Why didn't he just offer money for her?
Because, young brother, this is what you're going to understand, and I pray you get to understand it very soon. Daughters are not cheap. You understand? You are going to pay for somebody's daughter. The Bible say in the Apocrypha, when thou hast performed the task of raising a daughter, you have performed a weighty matter. You understand what that means?
Come on.
Sir.
I kind of worded it wrong.
I think you worded it just how you wanted to word it out. I think you worded it just how you wanted to word it. And it's fine, you're learning.
He had money, he could have paid for her. Why?
No, he couldn't pay for her. He couldn't pay for her. Her dowry was too high. She was bad and she was young and didn't know no man. What would you put a price on your daughter for that? How much would you want for a girl you raised? Listen, it said she had the sheep because she watched over the sheep. Well, who taught her to watch the sheep? Think about the years of training. I'm gonna let that go out the door for 2 fucking bricks.
Mm,
Oh, nigga.
that's true.
Nah. This girl takes my sheep to go water them and don't lose none. I'm gonna just let you take her from me. I don't have another one of her to watch the sheep, you know. Yeah, you gotta pay me for that.
Mm.
Look at dogs and that, and they're saying that. A dog
That's
that's
right.
trained, already potty trained, already can fetch and stuff. They pay more for that.
You pay more for that. You pay more for an animal that's housebroken. You pay way more for that shit because somebody's labor went into that. Now think about a young girl, 21, 22, 23, young, never knew a man, could take care of sheep. Bad as could be. She could already braid, she could cook, she could clean, she could shut up. And then some. It's not a matter of being broke. A daughter of Zion was not a cheap commodity. You know, even a lower man, you had to pay him for his daughter. You get a woman, brother, you don't understand the resource you're getting. Like getting a woman is like getting an oil well and all. If you're wise, you get a young girl like that. Oh, brother, and she could tend to sheep. Shit. You understand? A fool would let his daughter depart for nothing. She's valuable. She's very valuable. And Jacob knew it. He's like, damn, this is, I worked for this girl for 7 years. That's that. And sometimes young brothers do that. Sometimes young brothers hear a price and they get to Ubering. They have one job 8 to 4 and 4:01. App, come on. Yeah, I'm your Uber. And they drive with purpose, with intensity and purpose, because that tail is on his mind. You understand? That tail is on his mind. He wasn't broke. He was like, well, why couldn't he just pay? No. You go work for that thing. The same thing in here, brother. You ought to work for one of these daughters up in here. I'm going to tell you straight up. Right. You ought to work for them. And sisters too. You ought to work for these brothers. You're gonna hear no a whole lot more than yes. Don't think just you're coming in here with a tail and you're gonna get something you want. It ain't gonna work like that. Right? Let's keep reading now, because I ain't want to keep you all too long.
Oh. Come on. Verse 19. And Laban said, it is better that I give her to thee than I should give her to another man. Abide with me. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. And they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
Salakia, read one more time.
Khan, verse 20. And Jacob served 7 years for Rachel. And they seemed unto him but a few days for the love he had to her.
Listen, Jacob worked 7 years, and to him, that's a weekend. That's a weekend. And listen, it's so healthy because she's seeing him work. She's like, well, Paul, how come you got cousin Jacob or whatever? I think he's a cousin or uncle or whatever working here. Like he ain't got to go home. He said, listen, that brother wants you. And she passing with the sheep. Shalom, Jacob. Shalom, Rachel. Get to work even more. Get to work even more. He get to work even more. She got to work even more. You know what I mean? Could you help me with this bucket of water? You so strong. You get the point? Jacob said it was like a few days, this labor for her. You go ahead.
Khan. And Laban gathered together all the men of the place and made a feast.
Right? And when it was time, Laban had a party for them, which is right to celebrate it. Go ahead.
Khan. And it came to pass in the evening that he took Leah, his daughter, and brought her to him. And he went in unto her.
Mm-hmm. Where you at?
Verse 24, sir. And Laban gave unto his daughter Leah Zilpah, his maid, for an handmaid.
Go ahead.
And it came to pass that in the morning, behold, it was Leah. And he said to Laban, what is this thou hast done unto me? Did not I serve thee for Rachel?
Mm-hmm.
Wherefore then hast thou beguiled me?
Beguiled me.
Beguiled me.
So what happened here? Break it down, Cap.
The brother worked 7 years for what he had a deal on.
Mm-hmm.
The brother tricked him and gave him the daughter he didn't want, the younger one. So he woke up saying, yo, you tricked me.
He had a whole party, bring the liquor out, bring the lamb, everybody eat and drink and was merry. And then, you know, all right, Jacob, go in the tent, I'm going to send Rachel in. And when Jacob was there, he went and got Leah and Laban bought his handmaid, meaning a woman who was like a close servant to him, probably working in the house or taking care of his wife, gave her the instruction, go help. You have some shop that. Give me a second. I'm gonna call you back, all right? I'm in class. All right, shalom. You have some shop that. Go help Rachel, you know, go help Leah get in that tent with that brother. Leah went in the tent instead. Jacob didn't know it was not Rachel. You get the point? Come on with it.
Why did Leah do that? She was tender-eyed.
Her father told her, go in the tent. You can't think of it from today, Yak. You can't think of it like today. You think of it, you got to think of it when times where the allegiance and the obedience was way more pure. You understand? I do what my father say to do. You get the point? With Lot and Lot and the angels. Lot was going to put his daughter outside. Remember? His daughter would not have bucked. You understand? It's a different. We've fallen so far right now. We've fallen far. That's just that. You understand? It's hard to understand it. Like why? Like you thinking Leah would do what? Say la
and like a virtuous woman.
Say no to her father.
Yeah, maybe,
so she said,
yeah, I can understand.
You saying that because of what you experience today with women. This is my father said, this is the brother I need to marry. I'm going to marry him.
So it just shows you how far we've fallen.
We are total wasteland now. We're waste. We're wasted right now. Right? We're wasted. All right. And now you're going to see why. All right. Let's keep going. Right. So the father definitely pulled a fast one on Jacob. He pulled a fast one. He should not have done it. But just like the letter of the law and the spirit of the Lord, you're going to have to understand why he did what he did. Right? Go ahead.
Verse 26. And Laban said, it must not be so done in our country to give the younger before the firstborn.
You see, it's not our custom to do that. You understand?
So like you said, Jacob already knew this because he's an Israelite.
Well, you see what the Bible said? What the Bible say Laban said why he did it?
It must so be done in our country.
Jacob was a little lad. Is Jacob a father?
No.
Who's the father?
Laban.
You're a father with children, especially girl children, brother. You're going to do whatever it takes lawfully with them kids. Leah is the older one. Rachel is the younger one. They're both marriageable age. They're adults. They're adult women. A man comes and works 7 years for the younger one. In them 7 years, nobody asks for Leah. Think about that. Nobody asks for her. It's just, if you think about a woman, brother, you have cell phones and shit today. You don't call her, she lose her mind. Imagine this time. She's seen all these men drawing water, working. Nobody.
So like yourself, but also even in in this era, wasn't it honorable to keep our contracts with each other?
Well, that's why Jacob is checking him on it. Jacob is like, you beguiled me, man. You lied to me about the thing. No, what it doesn't say is, go ahead.
So, like you said, no one asked for leaving 7 years. So is it like the father saying, she's getting old, I don't want it to be dried up womb and nothing like that?
That's what it is.
Okay.
But it doesn't say if this was Laban's initial intention. Maybe Laban was going to give him Rachel. But as time passed on, Leah is crying and, heartbroken over the shit and is saying, listen, man, I'm the first child. You're supposed to marry me, then her. You get the point? Who knows what happened? But the point is, Jacob was like, the older one has to go first. And Laban knew that if he kept the deal and had Rachel go, Leah would have reached menopause in that tender. And that's cruel to do to a woman, brother. That's if she does not want it. Now, some sisters, they don't want to be married, they want to serve the Lord. That's fine. But if she wants a husband, brother, come on. You get the point? Go ahead.
Come on, verse 27. Fulfill her week, and we will give thee this also for the service which thou shalt serve with me yet 7 other years.
It's rough. Keep going.
And Jacob did so, and fulfilled her week, and he gave him Rachel his daughter to his wife also.
You say, listen, man, go deal with this girl for a time, and then come back. You serve me for 7 years, and you could have Rachel who you initially wanted. It's like an admittance of wrong, but it's what the father wanted. Go ahead.
And there's the contract being honored. Okay,
it's not being honored. It's trying to make a recompense for it. It's really not being honored. The contract done got dishonored. But it's a father trying to get his daughter a man in a situation where, okay, remember when Jacob asked for her, say, I wouldn't want to give Rachel to nobody else but you close kin, I know you, which is another burden of a father. You're a father, you have a daughter or daughters. Once she start, that bleeding age, brother, your mind is only on one thing. How to grow her to a respectable adult, an honorable sister, and how can I find a nigga like me to marry her to? That thing could bother you. That thing could bother you because guess what? When she reached the adult age, she's not gonna like a nigga like you are.
That's true. Yeah, that's
She
true.
ain't gonna like you. Some sisters do. Some daughters want, I need a nigga like my father. But there ain't no guarantee that the dude she's actually attracted to is going to be somebody you like. In fact, you may not like him at all. This dude, you don't like him at all. Try to take this here. All right. See, yeah, Salaki, let me take this.
I'm on mute. I'm on mute, sir. I'm on mute. You're muted your side, I can't hear you still. Yeah, can't.
That's over to priest and prophet, Trooper Ariella with the announcements and the salute. Everyone clap it up. Everyone clap it up.
Security now, I.S.U.P.K. security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K. started out on West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. Room for a new brother and sister. When a new brother and sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. If they need transportation, the teacher will arrange it. After 6 months, if a brother or sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or sister. There is another 6 months in which the brother and sister will court each other. After this 6 month period, the brother and sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment, Numbers 18 and 21, Malachi 3 and 8 to 10, means a tenth in the Hebrew, ma'ayah 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you. Give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. Whatsoever amount you would like. Upcoming holy convocations, the Passover, the 20th of April, the Passover and unleavened bread, upcoming Salakia. A reminder to check the bulletin board in the hallway. If anyone wants to be a tutor in the school, to start wearing all boots, all black, boot, shirt, pant, headband, and scarf. With that, we're going to give the teacher one courtesy salute, men of Israel. I Mariam Shabbat. I Mariam Barak. Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam.
Yahweh Hashem Yahushai Barakatam.
Yad Yamata, class dismissed.